15 साल के चंदू भाई ने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि उसकी मेहनत की चिंगारी एक दिन दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी कंपनी बन जाएगी।
Hello and welcome back to Hoop Scoop. Today I'm going to tell you a story that doesn't just sound like a movie, but actually feels like one. A story that begins in a poor village in Gujarat in the early 1970s and ends with one of India's biggest homegrown snack brands competing with global giants like Pepsi. It's about three brothers, their struggles, their failures, and their unbelievable rise. This is the story of Balaji Wafers, the billion-dollar company that started with almost nothing. So sit tight, because by the end of this story, you'll realize one thing. If they could do it, maybe you can too. Let's rewind to the 1970s. In Jamnagar district of Gujarat, there was a tiny village called Duntoraji. The population was no more than 1,500, 2,000 people. Everyone there lived a simple life. Electricity hadn't reached the village yet. People worked in their fields, prayed to God, and survived on whatever the land gave them. The Varani family was one of these farming families. Poor, hard-working, and dependent on the rain for survival. They didn't even own a bicycle. If they needed to go anywhere, they walked. In the summer months, a treat for children meant buying an ice gola for 5 paise or a handful of peanuts when someone from outside came to sell them. Life was tough, but they managed to find small joys. Then came the drought. Rain stopped. Crops dried up. Hunger and despair filled the air. After 2 months, the rains returned, and the villagers had hope again. Seeds were sown, courage was gathered. But destiny had another blow waiting. Once again, the rain betrayed them. The seeds dried up in the soil. Famine struck. Imagine this. A boy of just 15 or 16, living in such harsh conditions, would one day become a billionaire. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But it happened. The boy's name was Chandubai Virani. With him were his brothers, who would later build something that no one in their wildest dreams could have predicted. The father, Papapai Virani, saw no future in the village. Family land was dry and useless. So, in desperation, he sold everything he had and handed his sons a small sum, just all 700. His words were simple. There is nothing left here. Go outside. Earn your livelihood, take your future. It was both a blessing and a heavy responsibility. 3 brothers, Bikubai, Chandubai, and Megjibai, took the money and left for Rajkot city. The youngest, Kanubai, stayed back in the village with the parents and sisters. In Rajkot, the brothers thought the best option was to stick to what they knew: farming. They started a business of fertilizers and farm equipment. Being inexperienced, they were cheated by a trader who sold them fake goods. Their money was gone. Within 2 years, the business collapsed. They thought about starting a dairy outlet next, but with no money left, that dream also faded. Can you imagine their situation? Young boys in a new city, without education, without connections, and now without money. Would they tell their father? Shame of returning empty-handed was too much. So they made a bold decision. We won't go back. We'll stay here, and we'll fight it out. Survival was now the main goal. Dubai was only 10th pass. Jobs were hard to find. After searching, they managed to get small jobs at Astron Cinema in Rajkot. Dubai worked as a canteen boy, serving snacks and drinks during movie intervals. It was a simple job, but for him, work was worship. He didn't complain about whether it was big or small. He served food, pasted film posters, checked tickets, guided people to their seats, and even repaired torn chairs at night. For all that, his reward was sometimes just a plate of korafali with chutney. His monthly salary was only R90, while his brother earned R50. With R240 total, life was difficult. At one point, they couldn't even pay R50 rent and had to sneak out of their room at night. Later, when they earned a bit more, they repaid it and stayed with acquaintances. This was a phase where most people would give up, but the Virani brothers didn't. There's a saying, let your work do the talking. And that's exactly what happened. Their employer, Govind Kunt, noticed their honesty and hard work. Impressed, he offered them the chance to run the canteen themselves. The contract was for over 1,000 a month. Now, this was a big risk. They took it. It was 1976, and Amitabh Bachchan's movie Kabhi Kabhi was running at Astral Cinema. During intervals, the audience rushed to buy snacks, and the brothers had only a few minutes to serve everyone. This was where their speed, sincerity, and teamwork shined. Canteen started doing well. Little did they know, this canteen would change their destiny forever. In the canteen, the brothers served different snacks, but one item stood out: potato wafers. People loved them, but the supply was inconsistent. Sometimes the quality was good, sometimes it wasn't. The Virani brothers saw an opportunity. They thought, why not make the wafers themselves? That way they could control quality, reduce cost, and maybe even sell to others. So, with trial and error, they began making wafers in small quantities. They fried potatoes, packed them in plain plastic bags, and sold them in the canteen. The response was amazing. Customers loved the taste. Slowly, word spread beyond the cinema. Shops in Rajkot started asking for their wafers. That's when Balaji Wafers was born. Success didn't come overnight. Making wafers sounds simple, but running a business around it was tough. They had no machines, so everything was manual peeling, slicing, frying, and packing. Brothers worked day and night. One cut potatoes, one fried them, and another packed them. As demand grew, they saved every rupee and reinvested it. Slowly, they bought better equipment. Then came the first big step: setting up a small factory in 1982. The name Balaji was chosen because of their faith in Lord Balaji. They believed it was the deity's blessings that had brought them this far. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Balaji Wafers became a household name in Gujarat. People loved their taste: simple, crispy, and affordable. Unlike big brands that sold at higher prices, Balaji kept prices low, focusing on the common man. In the 1990s, international giants like Pepsi's Lay's and ITC's Bingo entered the market. Most small local brands couldn't survive against such massive companies. But Balaji Wafers was different. They didn't just survive, they thrived. Why? Because they understood their audience better than anyone. While big brands spent crores on advertising and sold at premium prices, Balaji focused on affordability. Their packets were cheaper. Taste. Local flavors that matched Indian palates. Distribution reached small shops in villages where big companies didn't bother to go. By sticking to these basics, Balaji built a loyal customer base. People trusted them. Once loyalty is built, it's very hard to break. From a small cinema canteen in Rajkot, Balaji Wafers has grown into an over 6,000 crore empire. Today, they have multiple factories, advanced machinery, and a distribution network that covers not just Gujarat, but many parts of India. The wafers, namkeens, and snacks are loved across the country. Remember, all this started with just 700, a failed fertilizer business, and a small canteen job. Friends, this story is about life. Here are a few lessons we can all take from it. Start small, think big. You don't need millions to start. Even a small step, like selling wafers in a cinema canteen, can grow into something huge. Work with honesty. The brothers never refused any work, whether it was pasting posters or cleaning chairs. That sincerity earned them trust. Don't give up after failure. Their first business failed. Their second idea failed. But they didn't stop trying. Understand your audience. Balaji Wafers knew their customers wanted affordable snacks with local flavors. That's how they beat global giants. Family unity. The three brothers stuck together through thick and thin. That bond was their strength. So friends, that was the inspiring story of Balaji Wafers, a journey from drought-hit fields of Gujarat to becoming one of India's biggest snack companies. Next time you open a packet of wafers, remember the story behind it. It's not just about potatoes. It's about dreams, struggles, failures, and never giving up. And who knows? Maybe one day your small idea could also turn into something as big as Balaji. If you like this story, make sure to subscribe to Who Scoop for more such inspiring journeys. Share this video with your friends and let us know in the comments what you think about the Varani brothers story.